Hi there. Welcome to online classes organized by Justice Shivraj Patel PUC Science Colleges, a branch of Sarvagna Educational Institutions, Kalburgi. Myself, Dr. LRC, and today's subject is electronics and chapter 3, transistor amplifiers. So this is session number 6. So in earlier classes we have learnt session number 3, 4 and 5. We have learnt introduction to transistor amplifiers and CB, CC transistor configurations we have learnt. General properties, CB, CC and these things we have learnt, and today in our class we are learning about CC transistor amplifier configuration. So objectives of today's class are that. So first one is C transistor amplifier configuration, and then the circuit diagram of this is C transistor amplifier configuration, and then working of the circuit. So during positive input signal, how it acts, how it amplifies, and then during negative peak signal, input signal, how it amplifies. So that thing we are learning, and then general characteristics of the transistor amplifier, C transistor amplifier we are learning. There we are learning input impedance, output impedance, current gain, voltage gain, power gain, phase shift. These things we are learning, and then frequency response curve for lower frequency, mid frequency, high frequency, how it is acting, and then application of this CE amplifier. Okay. So let us start first one, that is C transistor amplifier circuit diagram. So in this circuit diagram we have, these are the components. So number one is the transistor. So this transistor is NPN transistor. So P is going out, arrow mark is going out, that's why this is P. In between we have P, NPN transistor. So this is transistor number one, and secondly we have the resistors R1, R2, RC and RE. So this C is connected, this resistor is connected across the C, that's why it is named R as the collector resistance or RC. And then we have the resistance which is connected across the emitter, so that is called as RE, resistance across emitter RE. And then we have another two resistance R1 and R2. So these are divider resistances, voltage divider resistance. So R1 and R2 which are connected to the plus VCC and to the ground, and in between where voltage divides, that is connected to the base. Okay, so these are the resistances, and then we have the capacitors, C in, C out, input capacitor, output capacitor, and one more capacitor we have which is connected across the emitter, that is CE. Emitter, it is connected across the emitter, that's why it is called as CE. And apart from that we have input and output voltages, input signal and output signal. So these are the input and output signals, and plus VCC and ground, mainly the power sources. These are the biasing things, and these are input and output signals. Okay, like this we have, and biasing is provided. So in this circuit biasing is provided by this plus VCC, ground, R1, R2. So R1, R2, RE and RE and RC. So using these resistances and this VCC and this ground, the biasing is provided. Okay. Then configuration. So it is configured in CE amplifier. CE amplifier means common emitter amplifier. So why it is common emitter amplifier? So another day we were discussing whatever point is common with respect to input and output, that point is known as common. For example, here in this circuit we have emitter is connected to the ground. So this is input and this is output. Okay, with respect to input and output, across the emitter input we have input, and across the output we are having emitter. So here this is base, emitter, and this is collector and emitter. So input voltage, here input voltage is base, between base and emitter. So BE and V. So VBE is the input voltage, and output voltage is across the collector and emitter, CE. So that is VCE is the output voltage. And then what is input current? That is base current, IB. IB is the base current. And what is the output current? This is C. C or I. IC. IC is the output current. So we should know these four parameters: input current, input voltage and output voltage. Okay. So here also the same thing is happening, and emitter is common with respect to input and output. That's why it is called as common emitter transistor amplifier configuration circuit. Okay. So biasing it is voltage, fixed voltage divider biasing is used here. Fixed. This R1 and R2 values are not changing. And input and output we are taking, and circuit components as given here. So before, if this question is asked, so recently in the examination this question is asked, so student need to explain keeping in mind like this. So first point, second point, third point, and fourth point. First point is the circuit components. They have to explain the circuit components. What are the circuit components available here? And second one is what is the input and what is the output. And then the biasing or the filtering circuits. Biasing and filtering. Filtering here, C in and C out. So input blocking, input. If some DC is entering, some DC, unwanted DC is entering, like noise. Noise is entering here, means inside the circuit means. So along with this signal, this noise also, along with this signal, the noise may be entered. So our constant DC signal is also entering, means noise means it is a high frequency, and DC means it is a low frequency. If these signals are mixed with the signal which has to be amplified, means then they are blocked with this C in, input capacitor. Input capacitor will block the unwanted signal. So that is input blocking circuit. And output circuit, output capacitor also we are having. So this is protecting no other. Here it may be having some other circuits like stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, like this we have. So the excess or leakage current from there, or some another signal, unwanted signal is coming there, means that has to be isolated from this circuit. That should not be allowed to interact with this circuit. So that's why this filter is allowed here. This filter is applied here, so that no signal should be entered from that side to this side. So like that, these are playing very important role. And what is this capacitor, emitter capacitor means? This emitter capacitor is bypassing whatever the AC signals are there, that all AC signals are bypassed through this CE. So AC is, this CE is allowing as CE is acting as a short circuit for AC signals inside this, and blocking open for the DC, and short for the AC signals. So like this we are using the capacitors. So, okay, so you have to keep in mind, and the student need to answer these 4 points, that is circuit components, input output. Input output means how to write the input output signals. Input signal should be in phase, whatever signal you are giving, and output signal, it should not be in phase with the input. So it should be having a phase difference. So phase difference of 180 degrees. So this happens only in CA amplifier, not in CB or CC amplifier. Only in CA amplifier configuration we have 180 degrees phase shift. So it means, another day I was telling, what do you mean by phase shift? Phase shift means telling, if it is saying yes means there it is saying no. If it is saying yes means there it is saying no, or it is saying lies, like that I told you. So this is the only circuit. C amplifier is the only circuit which is inverting the phase, and it is changing the phase. And how exactly it will work? So here you can see. For positive peak, when we apply the positive peak here, the peak signal here, this emitter base junction is forward, input junction is forward bias. This forward bias will enhance the conduction. So conduction will increase here. So during the positive going signal. So when this increases, what happens? Consequently input current IB will increase. When input current increases, means what happens to the output current? Output current also increases, because it is directly product of output current IC is equal to beta is equal to output current divided by input current. So that is nothing but beta is equal to IC divided by IB. Okay, IC divided by IB. So IC is equal to beta into IB. So beta is 100 means here it is 1 means 1 or 2 means 2 into 100, here it will be 200. So consequently output also increases. So IC will also increases. So when input base current increases, output current also increases. When output current increases, what happens to this voltage drop across RCE? That also increases. Okay, so it would be something like this. When this output current voltage drop across this increases, means what happens to this voltage across the output voltage? That starts reducing. Okay, so because the total voltage cannot exceed, so here I have written the same thing. So you can see here for first point is for forward bias conduction increases in emitter base junction, and second point is input current, that is base current, increases, and consequently output current also increases, and voltage drop across RC increases, and that voltage drop increased voltage drop across RC will increase the output voltage. Okay, so that output voltage, or we can write the equation like this: VCC is equal to this total VCC is equal to. So how exactly we are writing from here to here? So this is CE, this is VCC from here to here. Okay, this height is equal to VCC, and this height is equal to voltage at RC. This height is equal to, okay, and this height is equal to VCE, output voltage. This is output voltage. Okay, so this is output voltage. If this voltage, this VCC is fixed, it is not going to change. If something increases here, means naturally here this height has to be decreased. So like this it is happening. So what is happening here? This voltage drop, the voltage drop across RC is increasing. When voltage drop across RC is increasing, means it will be like this. So this is fixed. This is fixed here. VCC is fixed. Voltage drop across RC is increased, means what happens to the voltage drop across IC? VCE. This is VCE. This is reduced. This is reduced. And voltage at RC, this is increased. Okay. For increasing signal, output is decreased. For increasing signal, for positive going signal, output signal is decreased, and we are getting the inverted or negative phase shift. So here from this we can also write, in otherwise instead of this height signals, we can write VCC is equal to VCC is equal to VCE, output voltage, this voltage plus this voltage, plus VC. Instead of VC, what we can write? VCE plus ICRC, because V is equal to I into R. And what we need? We need VCE. VCE, output voltage, is equal to VCC, the total voltage, minus IC into RC. So like this it is happening. So we are getting output voltage, this total voltage minus this voltage. If it is initial it is 0, means initial it is 1, means it is total 10 volts, and here it is 1 voltage, means here we are getting 9 volts. So as the time passes, here this one go on increasing, means 1, 2, 3, 4, means here it is 9, 8, 7, 6, like this it is going on decreasing. So for positive going signal, output is gradually reducing. So this is happening with respect to this equation. Okay, and similarly we can see when when the input signal is not positive, input signal is the negative signal. Input signal is negative signal. So at that time what happens? For the positive, here it is forward biased, and for negative going signal, conduction will decrease. So forward bias condition, the conduction will decrease. When conduction decreases, what happens to the IB? IB also decreases. When IB decreases, what happens to the IC, output current? That output current also decreases. This output current also decreases. When output current decreases, that is IC, voltage across RC will also decreases. When voltage across RC decreases, means what happens to the total output voltage? So it is not the same, it is opposite to this. How? Means here I am writing. See here, you can see this. For it go on decreasing. When it go on decreasing, so voltage at RC, it is reducing. Here it is reducing. So when it is reducing, what happens to the output here? So VCE, it is increasing. So go on, it goes on increasing, and output we have. For a negative going signal, we are getting positive going output. So this is the output here. So that's the same thing is written here for forward bias across the emitter base junction. Emitter base junction is nothing but input junction. Input junction will decrease the current, conduction, decrease the conduction. When input junction decreases, the conduction decreases means then input current also decreases. What is that input current? There here it is the base current. When input current decreases, what happens to the output current? Output current also decreases. When output current decreases, what happens to the voltage drop across the output collector, that is output resistance, that is collector resistance. The collector resistance voltage drop across that also decreases. When voltage drop across the collector resistance decreases, output voltage, that is VCE, will increase. So that increased voltage is nothing but that is because of again the same equation, VCC is equal to VCE plus VC, or which can be written as output voltage. VCE is equal to VCC minus IC into RC. So like this also we can calculate. For negative going signal, we are getting positive output signal. So voltage changing or phase inversion changing. Phase inversion is happening. So this is nothing but 180 degrees phase shift. Okay. So what is, for only CE amplifier, we are getting 180 degrees phase shift across the output signal. Okay. We'll see here the general characteristics of the CE amplifier. So here general characteristics of the CE amplifier means, so another day we have seen these are the four I mean these are 6 characteristics. Number 1 is the current gain, number 2 is the voltage gain, and number 3 is the product of first and second. That is, voltage and current is nothing but power. Power is the product of voltage and current. And number 3 is the input impedance, and number 4 is the output impedance. Input impedance is, I told you, it is nothing but self-respect, and output impedance is nothing but it's something like giving or helping hand. And phase shift is it's telling lies, or whatever you listen, whatever you are telling. So if same thing is listening, whatever you listen and same thing you are telling means there is no phase shift. And if you are saying listening yes and saying no means that is phase shift. okay, and then bandwidth, what is your thinking capacity, so whether you will be able to respond to the larger frequencies. So these are the general characteristics which are similar to the human perception, or we can understand. So you can remember like this. So number one is current gain. So what is the current gain? So current gain is nothing but it is the ratio of output current to the input current. That is also known as the beta factor. So beta is nothing but output current divided by input current, or that is output current is collector current and input current is the base current. So here it will be very high. Usually it is high or large, it is more, like that we can write here. So it is greater than 100, greater than 200, sometimes it is 1000 also we can expect. So that is current gain is high here. And what about the voltage gain? So voltage gain here it will be moderate. Moderate means so output voltage to ratio to the output voltage to the input voltage, it will be moderate. So what is output voltage? Output voltage is voltage taken across the collector to emitter. So that is VCE. And what is the input voltage? That is VBE. That is voltage applied across the base emitter voltage. So here this ratio would be higher. This will be high. And what is the product of these two? The product of these two is current gain and voltage gain. That will be AI into AP. That is, it is approximately equal to 40 decibels. And I mean, in one of the transistor, it's not same for all. So you can expect this. You can, for each data sheet, it will be given. But depending upon the transistor which we are selecting, on that it will decide. It will be decided. But in our textbook, whatever is given, that is 40 decibels. And here input impedance and output impedance, they are moderate and moderate. So input impedance will be moderate and output impedance will be moderate. It means it is not having too much, it cannot cause too much loading effect, and it is also not giving that easy. So moderate and moderate. And then what is the phase shift here? So we have seen here in the working, whatever signal we are giving, that signal will be phase shifted by 180 degrees. And what about the bandwidth? So for lower frequencies, for mid frequencies, and for high frequencies, so here it is operating. So bandwidth of this frequency for low frequency, for mid frequency, for high frequency. So how it is acting? So here it is giving response to the mid frequency very high, and for the low frequency and high frequencies, the response will be less. So it is good for given set of range of frequencies. For that given set of frequency, mid frequency only it is allowed, or it is allowing in this configuration. So these are the general characteristics. That is 6 general characteristics when we come across any transistor amplifier configuration. And then we have frequency response curve. So what do you mean by frequency response curve? The 6th parameter is the bandwidth. So what do you mean by this bandwidth? Bandwidth is nothing but to what frequencies we are responding. Okay. Another day I had told we have the frequency like this. So this is frequency, and this is low frequency, this is mid frequency, this is high frequency. So for low frequency, it is increasing, and for mid frequency it is constant, and for high frequency it's go on decreasing. So here the AV for output voltage to the ratio of output voltage to input voltage, or AP or AV we can say. So V out divided by V in, that is VCE divided by VBE, and this is AV max, AV maximum voltage. And for this AV maximum voltage, we are multiplying with 0.707 AV max. AV max multiplied by 0.707, and here we are getting, so this one. I mean, two intersections. That is, this is lower cutoff frequency. This is lower cutoff frequency, or this is also called as F1, and here we are getting here higher cutoff frequency, HCF, that is F2. And bandwidth is nothing but bandwidth is it is the difference of F2 minus F1, or in other words, higher cutoff frequency minus lower cutoff frequency. So like this we are getting. And why it is acting, why it is responding like this means, so in this circuit we have coupling capacitor, input coupling capacitor and bypass capacitor. So this input capacitor and coupling capacitor, this bypass capacitor and coupling capacitor, input coupling capacitor, they are, as the frequency increases, as for the lower frequencies, they impose very high input impedance. They impose very high input impedance, and the frequency will be not allowed into the amplifier to amplify. So that's why they are blocking the lower frequencies, and no signal will be given, no low signal will be given. That's why the response for the signals, response of this amplifier for the lower frequencies will be poor. That's why we are not getting stable, we are not getting higher amplitude signals here, and for lower frequencies this is not amplifying, and for higher frequencies this is Cout. Cout or output coupling capacitor, and inside we have second junction, junction 1 and junction 2 we have input junction and output junction. Output junction, there, here it is collector and emitter junction. So this collector and emitter junction, there we come across that is capacitor, that acting a capacitor, that capacitor and this output coupling capacitor, they will block the higher frequency signals. They will block the higher frequency signals. That's why here we are getting the lower amplitude response. The gain of that for higher frequencies, it gradually decreases. There also we are not getting the amplified. So for which region, for which set of frequencies it is acting good? For the mid frequencies it is acting very good, and this output frequency f is equal to, it is also calculated by 1 divided by 2 pi f c. It is also it is given by like this, that is xc is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi fc, and in mid frequency region the resistance offered by the coupling and bypass capacitors becomes small and negligible. Also reactance offered by the wired capacitor also it becomes negligible. So that's why we are getting very high frequency. So here it will be reactance xc. Xc is nothing but AC impedance or AC resistance which is provided to that circuit. So, and bandwidth. So what is the bandwidth? It is the set of frequencies which is allowed to amplified by the signal. So that is fin, and this is higher cutoff frequency and lower cutoff frequency, and that bandwidth we are getting. And then we have applications. So there are 4 applications mainly: communication system, RF signals, AF signals, and signal generators. So what are the applications of this transistor amplifier? So mainly there are 4 applications. Applications number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So number 1 is RF, AF, communication, radio frequency, audio frequency, and one more is, what is that? Signal generators. Okay, so these are the 4 different applications where we are using. So radio frequencies and audio frequencies. So audio frequencies, they are near to low frequencies, and radio frequencies, they are near to very high high frequencies. So here multi-stage. So here multi-stage will be there. So stage 1, stage 2 multi-stage C amplifiers will be used in communication as well as the radio frequency. In audio frequency and signal generators, there also we are using the tuned. In signal generators we are using tuned circuit, and in audio frequency we are using near low frequency, just above the low frequency signal generator. So these are the mainly 4 different applications we can find out. We can use this CE amplifier. Okay. Next one, we have the comparison between 3 transistor configurations, that is CE, CB, CC transistor configurations. Okay. So this is a comparison table for common base, common emitter and common collector transistor characteristics. So general characteristics. So here we come across mainly general characteristics are 6-7 characteristics. So that is current gain, voltage gain, power gain, input impedance, output impedance, phase shift and bandwidth. So AP, that is power gain is equal to product of AI and AV, and AI is equal to output current divided by input current, and similarly output voltage divided by input voltage, and AP is the product of 1 and 2 is nothing but the number 3. So I am taking these three as a one set. So if you are able to write one means, so that is current gain for CE means naturally it is high, and AV is also high means both high into high, multiply both high and high means here I will getting highest. Okay, and second one, so here less than 1, around 1 and moderate. So anything multiplied by 1 means the same thing we are getting here. So that is moderate, and less than or around 1 means, so here we are getting the same thing, or even less than that one. And highest, here we are having highest, and here we are having moderate. Highest and moderate means, so multiplied by this we can get the highest or we can get the moderate in most of the cases. So here it is seen highest, or here you can write as the mod or high. So if you multiply these two, means you will get this one. Okay, so that's why I have categorized these three into one configuration. I mean one set. So current gain, voltage gain, and power gain. So these are three different characteristics. And then we have input impedance and we have output impedance. So input impedance, while learning, I had told you common collector is having most self-respect. So it will not accept any current from anyone. So that's why it is highest input impedance. And what about the lowest output impedance is low means it is generously giving the current. It is helping others. So that's why output impedance is low. So naturally, if you see your friends or if your parents, so if your boss is giving you salary means, so generally if you go on asking him, sir, I need increment or I need salary, more salary means, what he will say, I will give, and his hand will be in his pocket and no money will come out of it because he is having highest input impedance, highest output impedance. But common collector is not like that. It is having lowest output impedance, and if you get the boss like this means you are really lucky, and means he is having low output impedance, and if you ask anything means generously he is giving. So that is input impedance, output impedance is very low. And common base is something, and whatever you are giving he is accepting, and if you ask something from him means he will say no, I don't want to give you. So he is having highest output impedance, and input impedance is low. Input impedance is low means low self-respect. He is accepting everything. He is accepting, and giving means he is not at all giving. So that is low output, high output impedance. And what about here? So it is negotiable. Sometimes first initially it will say no, and later on it will accept. So this is moderate. Common emitter is input impedance and output impedance, both the cases it will be moderate. And here this will not tell lies. I mean there is no phase shift. If it is listening yes means it will say yes. If it is listening no means no will be coming. It means that input and output there is no phase shift, and common collector and common base. What about the common emitter? Common emitter, if it is listening yes means it is saying no. If it is listening no means it is saying yes. So there it is changing. Phase shift is inverted by 180 degrees. So and here, so who will tell lies? Those who are having narrow-minded. So those people will tell lies. So here bandwidth will be less. And here we have wide bandwidth, and here also wide bandwidth. But this character is not good here. Okay. So you can remember and you can easily recall this. And these are the general things we have learnt in our class today. Once I want to revise. So in our first session, in this class we have learnt what is the circuit diagram, and circuit diagram components, and circuit diagram biasing, circuit diagram configuration, circuit diagram filtering and amplification. On that basis we have to explain. So we have to write down the circuit, and then we have to write the components, what are the components are there. So components list we have to make, and second one we have to list the the biasing, and the third one we have to write about the configuration, why it is configured, why it is, why exactly it is said like that. So that thing we have to write, third one. And fourth one is input and output, whether it is saying lies or whether it is saying, amplifying or attenuating, that thing you have to write here. Okay, so that is the four basis things. So circuit explanation, circuit diagram and circuit explanation, first thing. And second thing is we have to write how it will work. For positive going signal, the output will be negative going signal. So for, if input is increasing means positively, means output will start increasing negatively. So there is a phase shift of 180 degrees. For positive going signal, output will be negative going, and for negative going signal, output will be positive going. So there, how exactly it will work, so that you can write in one line, you can remember like that. So for signal, emitter input junction is forward biased, whether it is increasing means increases, it will decrease means decrease. Okay, so that you have to, emitter base junction is conduction at emitter base junction is increased, and consequently input current increases. When input current increases, output current will also increases. When output current increases, the voltage across the output resistance will also changes. When here it will changes means whether it is increasing means, so this output is decreased. Whether here it is increasing means here it will be decreased. So that thing you have to write. That you can write in one line. All 5 steps you can write in one line. You can remember that. And then characteristics, we can recall. You can write a group like this. First one is the product, current, voltage, and product. And second one is input impedance, output impedance. And third group is frequency and phase shift. Bandwidth and phase shift. So that you can write here, 3 different things. And then applications, where exactly it is used. Application generally for higher frequency, since here it is having a narrow band. Narrow band means mid frequency ranges it is having, low frequency and high frequency will be bypassed. And we can see in radio communication, radio frequencies, communication, and tuning applications, and audio applications. So there we can see these things. Okay, and later we have learnt the comparison table. This is most important. This is very, very important, and you have to remember this, because every year question number 27, we have question number 27, question number there, it is commonly asked. One question is fixed, either comparison of CE, CB, CC, or if you are able to understand CE or CB or CC, any one question. So from session number 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have session number 3, session number 4, session number 5, session number 6. From all these, one question is compulsory. That is question number 27 is compulsory question. Every year it is asked in part D as well as part E. So part D, there is one problem, that is transistor. So if you are able to understand here means there it will be easy. So then it will be difficult. Okay. So this is very important. Today itself, once you see and close that content and start writing, and make a note, revise, and cross verify. If you have written well, it's okay. Otherwise, you go on repeating the same thing. And with this, I take leave and continue in our next class. Thank you.